everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog. So in today's episode we are going to get that dashboard out of the car, sort out the driver's steering wheel airbag, and then hopefully get the dashboard back in and fitted. That's the plan, so let's get on and do what we need to do. Okay, so welcome as you join us for the next stage of this rebuild, which is to get the dashboard out and the new one in. So as you can see, I have started the process, and I haven't really shown most of this on video because you've seen me do this a number of times on different vehicles. So we'll be coming in and out of this one, and I did start to dismantle some of the stuff. So I've taken off a few bolts here. As you can see, we've taken the central dash off. Now I need to disconnect the battery because I just needed to see how this thing came apart before I started doing it in anger. And now that I know, we can start showing what we need to do. But obviously, because we've got the digital dash, etc., we want to be very careful with that. So let's start the process, and you can watch me do this.
One semester later.
Okay, so let me show you what we've done so far. So we've taken out the glove box, that's all gone. We've taken out all the heater vents, they're all gone. We've marked them up as well because they all go back in a specific way. So we've color coded them so we know which way they're going. We've taken off this center console here, so that's all off, as you can see. And we've discovered that we don't actually have to take the console off. What we have to disconnect is this here, and I've got to figure out how this comes out, because once this comes out, then there's these two connections here which bolt the dashboard to the center dashboard console. So if we take these off, the dashboard should just lift off. So that's what we've done to date. And I didn't bother showing you because you've been through it all already. So the next stage is to start working on the steering wheel. So that's what we're going to do next.
72 hours later.
Right, this dashboard is truly been the toughest dashboard that I've ever had to take out of a vehicle. It's been a few days now since we've last got on here, and this dashboard is still in despite all the screws. So I'm thinking that even though the manual doesn't say so, I think we have to remove the center console. So that's what I'm going to do next, remove the center console, then we'll see if the dashboard comes out. And there we go, dashboard is out. That was probably the most difficult dashboard to remove. There were so many screws and just attachments that had to be undone. The speakers from the top here on both sides. Then there was this switch here that had to be done. But anyway, it's all done now. And when we look in the car, we're left with our show. Now, you don't actually need to remove this, but it does help. It's because this bit here, it slots in behind here, and then you have to give it up, you have to push it forward, something like that. But this is just exactly the same as what the S3 looks like. Now we just have to refit the new one. Actually, while we got the dashboard out, it's much easier to do the pollen filter. I'm not sure whether that needs to be done or not. Let's just give it a quick check. What do you think? I think that definitely needs to be changed. It's quite congested, so we'll change the pollen filter. Yeah, we'll change the pollen filter as part of replacing the dashboard. Right, so we're going to take the steering wheel off. Now this one is supposed to be slightly easier to do than the Audi TT or the S3, and there's a hole in the side here, but the steering wheel is locked, and to unlock it, not only do we have to put the start button in place, because this is a start button car, but we also have to put the dashboard in place so that the car can then talk to the ECU to unlock the wheel. So we need to do that, and then we can get the steering wheel in the right position, and then we can get a T10 torque in there to try and get this airbag off.
One hour later.
Finally, we got the airbag out. What seems like 30 seconds to you on the old time lapse actually took me over an hour. I had to stop the time lapse, cut it back, and then come back into it. Otherwise, you would have been just watching literally 20 minutes of me trying to get this off. These have always been difficult. On my S3, I had the same issue. In fact, the S3, it took me a couple of days to get that one off. It's because they've got these teeny little holes at the back where you put your screwdriver, and in the Audi official manual it says use a T10 Torx drive, which is what I've got because that's the only thing big enough. And then if you can just see in there, you can see it wiggling. You literally got to move that down. But the trouble is, with the airbag off, you can see where you're going. But with the airbag out, you can't see what you're going. So what happens is the screwdriver goes in and it goes all over the place, but where you need it to go. So I literally had to prise the bag partial off so I can find that, just to do that, to release that. Without doing that, you cannot get this off, and for good reasons. This thing is an explosive charge and it needs to be secure. You can't have this popping off. Plus it doubles up as a horn, so it's understandable why it's so difficult. But I was dreading it. But anyway, it's done now. So we just got one little bit to do, which is just to pull that little tab out there like so, and then we can then extract the airbag off. Don't worry, the battery has been disconnected, okay? But I mean, this thing's gone off anyway, so, and that is it. That is out, kind of. Let's just get a screwdriver. And that is almost out. It's almost as tough to get out as the airbag itself. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. But yeah, airbag's finally out. We can now put the dashboard back in. Right, so before we put the dash in, we're going to sort out the cabin filter. So here's the old one, here's a new one. It's a man filter as well, so we just need to make sure we get the right direction. So it's that one in there. So that just slides into there like that ish. You'd think this will be easy. Let me just put the camera down for a second because it's going to need two hands. Right, filter is in. That was a little bit tight going in, but it does fit. So it's in now, so we've just got to put the cap on. Right, done. Let's get the dash in. Okay, so our dashboard is pretty much in, not quite in properly, but that's fine. We can now do the sort of final adjustment. I need to pull some of the wires up and get those in line, and then we can start the reconnection. But we've got our wires through, so that's our speaker wire at the top there, that's come through, and I just need to make sure that everything is where it needs to be before I start bolting stuff down, and also making sure that there's nothing out of place. But yeah, at least we can commence that process. So we didn't quite get the dashboard fully fitted into the car, and that's because it took us so long to get that steering wheel airbag out. But thankfully it's out, and we can now fit the dashboard in properly. So in the next episode we'll be completing the dashboard fit out, and then we just got seat belts to sort out. That's pretty much it. Once we get the dashboard in and running, we'll need to fit this as well. So we've got our new under tray for the car, because the other one is split. We'll get that fitted. We then got some crash sensors to fit on the front as well. Once we get those crash sensors on, we can then get the airbag fitted and then kill all those codes. So a lot to do, but I reckon probably 2 episodes we'll get it, and then we'll get that car sorted. And then once we get the car sorted, that's when the mods begin. So lots more to be happening on this car, but we need to get it roadworthy as well. Plus I don't have much time, because the MOT in this car runs out on the 23rd, or I should say its first MOT is due on the 21st. So that's my target, to try and get this car completed by the 23rd of January. So yes, should be exciting. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe down here if you are a casual viewer of the channel, and I know lots of you are, but it really helps our channel if you subscribe, and then obviously give us a comment and a like as well, because that means that more people get to see this video. YouTube promote this video more, and that's how we get more subscribers, and the more subscribers we get, the more entertaining stuff will become. Also, we are looking for a new project. So we got our second project of 2021 already undergo, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm looking for a classic. So yeah, leave it at that. Anyway guys, have a good week, and we will see you on the next one.